going on, you guys? Welcome back to another episode. Today we're going to be working on doing a battery relocation. I'll try to update as we go as much as possible, but this is the battery we're going to be using. I got this from FCP Euros. Their recommendation for motorsports application is actually like in the recommended parts for the C55. It's also lifetime warranted, so that's a good thing. I already have Odyssey battery from FCP as well, lifetime, that I'm going to transfer over to the M155. But yeah, other things we have, lots of wiring. This is all OFC copper wire, and have 5 feet of negative and like 20 feet altogether of positive cable. Some connectors, kill switch, a breaker. These are the SAE terminals to convert this, so we don't have to use these tiny ones. And then just some random tools to help us, nutsert tool, heat shrink, and you guys might have seen those before. This is for another video, but control arms, we'll talk about those later. But right now I am going through the trunk. You guys know these cars, trunk is mostly like this, whatever it is, polycarbonate or something, plastic. So there's not as much metal surface to work with for mounting, but we'll figure out something that's gonna work. I just took out the tray. It is what is it, like T30 Torx on those 2 bolts right there. Tray comes out, and then there is 4, one back there, 1 there, and 2 here of the little, I don't know what you call these, little insert screws or pop screws, whatever they are. So yeah, I'm gonna take all the carpet out and just see what we're working with and start planning out where we're gonna mount everything. Yeah, update you guys as we go. All right, battery is out. You can see there's the positive lead, connects into 2 into 1 from the power box, and it goes down to the starter. And then this is the ground, and that's what it looks like when the battery's out. There's the tray, and that's the bracket that holds it in with 2 13mm nuts. This battery is about 62 pounds, and this one is supposedly about 25. Got Big Block Mike as our special guest today, helping out because he knows what he's doing and I don't. And he's trying to fab up a little battery box for this thing. Odyssey does make a really nice billet box for this one, but it was pretty expensive, so decided to go the DIY route. All right, actual battery tray is out now, and I just cleaned it up a little bit in here. Lots of leaves and debris that fall down into this. The factory vent tube for the battery goes right through here. It's a little rubber grommet, and this is also for water to escape. And there again is where a lot of this wiring is going through. Lots of wiring routing all around here. I need some schematics so I can see like what actually still needs to be in here, and just a lot of this wiring, as well as like the speakers and everything, need to get pulled out. It's probably 40 pounds or so worth of weight that I could shed. I just need to look over the schematics and see what I can pull out so I don't end up pulling out some wiring that is needed. So yeah, looking at back here, there's a couple different ground spots that we can mount to, so that shouldn't be a problem for the ground side. And yeah, keep updating you as we go. All right, you never know what you're gonna find when you're going through and pulling stuff apart. Shout out to Suzanne Jones, maybe one of the previous owners. This is from 07. It's for like spa equipment for a jacuzzi, I'm guessing. And I know the car came from Jersey. That's the dealership that it came from. And then it came to the West Coast like 5 or 6 years later. So yeah, I just found that tucked in like by the seats. I'm surprised I never noticed this before, but yeah, anyways, I'm trying to figure out where to snake the wire through back here. Not find anything yet, but I'm sure I will soon. Back seats are out. There are 4 13mm nuts that hold on the front of the seats, and then you basically just lift them up like you see them sitting. And there's a piece of like felt material, whatever it is, or sound deadening material over this. It's just all one piece right there. You see it sitting there. But you just snag that out. So I can see like one of the big wiring bundles is right there going through, but that looks a little bit crammed. And then I know like these pieces can come out. So yeah, maybe I need to look around. Oh, look at that, I got another receipt. Okay, some beauty equipment from 2015. Much later owner at this time. I don't know where the store is. Where does it say? JBL McCord Field. Anyways, all right, well, let's see what other cool things we can find. And yeah, that's the biggest job I'm trying to do right now, is just figure out how to get the positive cable, because everything else besides that is fairly simple. But that'll be the most difficult job of this, is rerouting that positive cable. So stay tuned. All right, little update for you guys. Just got the terminals mounted on. They are, I'm not sure, I think I was using the wrong size, to be honest. I was using a standard, was it 3/16, but it's probably like a 4 or 5. But you need something long that will fit down into here to tighten them. And then you don't have to tighten them very much. It says 57 to 63 inch-pounds, so barely tight. And I just threw some thread locker. And yeah, Mike did a good job of making this little box pretty tight. The legend, the myth, the man. And yeah, we are gonna go to the store, get some J-hooks and whatever else we need, and then we'll be back, try to figure out how I can snake this through. All right, quick update again. Just ran to the auto parts store, grabbed the little J-hooks, should work fine. And then I got this battery cut off just in case we don't find a good spot for the key style one to mount. I mean, sure we can, but easy backup. And then some braided wiring loom, mostly for where it tucks under the seat there, and maybe like where it goes in the front, just to protect the cable a little more. Right now I'm figuring out still where it's going to go through the front. I was just talking to Dylan off of Instagram, and sounds like he went through this spot and then through the fender like firewall spot down where the TCU used to live, or TCM. Sounds like that would be a lot easier than trying to go through this spot. So I'm gonna pull out the little panel for the TCU and see if I find a spot where it can snake through. Firewall, or kind of like passenger footwell. Here's proof again that I don't have a TCM in the car. But yeah, I think like poking it through somewhere around here and then snaking it through the wire loom panel. And then we have an official battery hold down and a helper. So I'll try to nut cert, that way we're into solid metal over here, and then hopefully the nut certs will hold up onto this plastic. And yeah, just snaking through the positive cable is the name of the game right now. Good job. All right, guys, well, kind of ran out of time, so we're gonna call it there tonight. Once this is solved, the rest of it is pretty much easy. We have the battery box already finished. I'll see if I can open the trunk. I don't know if I can with the garage door closed. No, I cannot. Oh, snap. I think we just locked ourselves out of the trunk. Oh boy. Well, I guess I could always hook up the battery right here real quick again. That's funny. Yeah, because if you guys know, it's an electronic trunk. It's not gonna work if I press the button. So I'm not gonna show you guys right now. So yeah, we'll be back tomorrow, or hopefully tomorrow. See you guys in the next part of the video. All right, guys, well, picking up where we left off almost a week later. It's a nice, wet, rainy day outside. Drove the old reliable daily cruiser over here and just picking up from where we left off. You guys saw last time the trunk was locked. They do have the key blade on here, but it doesn't actually pop the trunk open. You can just lock it manually. So that wasn't much help. So I just plugged in the stock battery real quick and then unplugged it just to get it open. But here was that somewhat final look at what we came up for the battery tray. I am gonna try to put the carpets back in here most likely, so I'll end up probably either cutting out a section of it or just drilling holes through the carpet to mount that on top of. But the good news is I did finally find a hole for it to go through. This hole for the bracket actually does go through into the car pretty easily, so I just had to cut back some of the sound deadening. So now we're gonna figure out a plan for that. All right, guys, well, I was trying to think, and sometimes, you know, you're like sitting there with easy solutions right in front of you, but you're not thinking straight. I had seen these for a long time in the trunk, and I never even noticed that there was two of them. I always thought this was just like the emergency release in case somebody was stuck in the trunk, but it's actually for the seats. And I'm sure some of you guys that know the W23 will are laughing at me, but I, for some reason, thought the C55 was different and didn't have them, or didn't have a way to pop down the seats, which it does. So because of that, I now can run a kill switch like originally planned on the negative cable still. And what I think I'm gonna do is just take one of these off and sneak it inside. And I just need to be able to pop one side of the seats down so I can still get into the trunk somehow if I know that the battery's going to be killed. So coming up with a plan right now for that, and we did find a good hole already, like you guys saw, for the positive cable. So yeah, just kind of sorting things out little by little and going for it. All right, guys, well, there's our hole. No, I was just recording. Here's the piece, just came off. Got a new square nut to use with a washer, built-in washer from the chassis. But yeah, we'll be going right there, put our grommet in, and start feeding our wire through all of this fun spaghetti. All right, and there's the top view. Grommet is in. So I'll figure out where we're going from here. All right, so we've come up with a solution for now. We have the breaker mounted up here. This is where the battery was originally. I'm gonna order a different one of these, so we only mounted one bolt, one that has 3/8 studs on it. These are like smaller studs, so that's temporary, but it's routed through. Still a mess in here because I'm gonna go through and try to pull all of the wiring for the stereo system out, just because I'm not gonna be using that anymore. So I'm leaving it in pieces right now, but it's navigated through, right through the little hole. Seat bolster is out of the way. Back to our setup over here. Some extra length on the cable. I don't know if eventually I might come over here where the carpet's already cut and maybe shrink the positive side down. And the negative cable is plugged into the, I think it's one of the bumper fasteners. So the lights came on, so we have power. Now let's try to start it up. All right, here we go. First start. Everything came on, put it in neutral. So what I also found out so far, this was the amplifier. I got some wiring diagrams off of Zentry. Shout out to F Moses off of IG. But I looked up, and this is all amplifier stuff, everything that went to that. So all of these wires, that loom, and some other parts of the loom that's going across, don't need to be in here likely, and I'm not getting any warnings on the dash or anything, so that is good. So I'm gonna leave this unbuttoned, and I'll probably do a follow-up video for the final thing, because I'm gonna take out the dash again and just get rid of any wiring that doesn't need to be in here, because it'll make it a lot easier too to run the big gauge cable in that plastic channel. So, and it's just getting rid of any unnecessary components at this point. For the kill switches, I mean, I did find a solution as far as like battery being dead and trunk being closed, with the seats and being able to pop the seats open like that. However, we just couldn't really find a solid place for this to be mounted. I mean, as for now, if anything, I was thinking about mounting it upside down, for this to be on the exterior of the car underneath. And then this one, we can easily add this on if we want to, but for now we left them off. Definitely options and things that I'll look towards doing in the future. But yeah, just wanted to fill you guys in on that. All right, guys, well, that's where I'm gonna pretty much leave this one for the time being. There will definitely be a follow-up episode to talk about all the wiring and things that I'm gonna try to get rid of here, but for the most part, you can see how everything's buttoned up now. And everything is happy where it is as far as the battery goes. Like I said, I'm gonna try to get rid of all those looms. I just tested, this one is linked to the SRS system, so that's a no-go, even though it's like tied in with the phone system as well. I'm not sure, or just Motorola makes that module, but that one has to stay. But a lot of this can get taken out, and I will plan on doing that in the next episode whenever there's a follow-up for this. So anyways, if you guys have any questions, as always, feel free, comment down below, and I'll keep you guys updated how it's performing. Follow the IG page as well. I always do like little snippets, and I'll give like more kind of as I'm going through everything, little tidbits here and there, since, you know, putting a video together takes a lot longer than doing a quick story. So yeah, that's about it. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully this is helpful or gives you some inspiration or ideas for your cars, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.